Hey, we're Matt and Cheryl from We're in the Rockies, and we help people travel to the West. And today we are on our way to Glacier National Park. And we've noticed that there is a major lack of videos on where to eat when you visit the national parks. So our mission today, and this whole week we are in Glacier, we're going to be here for 7 days. We are trying out 2 restaurants today. We're covering all sorts of areas. We're going to tell you the best places to eat. And when we go to them, we're going to ask the waitress or waiter what is the best thing to order, and we're going to try it. We are not going to be foodies showing you how we eat. We're just going to tell you our take on the food. So we're at our first stop right now.
This is Josephine's. This is Josephine's Speakeasy is what it's called. This restaurant here is in Coram, Montana, which is just outside of West Glacier. So it's pretty close to the West Glacier entrance. And this is more like a bar, I guess, but they also have food. They serve food Thursday through Monday, they say. So they don't serve food Tuesday or Wednesday. Be aware of that. Okay, so we ate outside. They have a lovely inside and all that. That was actually very nice, but we ate outside on the patio here. We asked the waitress what to get, and she recommended the falafel. I haven't had a falafel since I was in Israel over 20 years ago.
This is great. The inside was fun. There was some fun music playing. It was a fun, chilled atmosphere, and outside, they have a playground and cornhole for kids to play at. So that was pretty great. And then as far as food, the menu was super simple. There were only 9 items on the menu, but they have a really good liquor menu. Matt and I just aren't drinkers, so we cannot, reviews say great liquor here, but we don't know. So we are only rating the food.
Right.
But our falafel was super good. I liked how it had some fresh veggies on it, because sometimes on these trips you get a little greased out, but that wasn't the case with the falafel we got. So it was a falafel gyro.
I would say as far as a falafel goes, this is probably a 10.
So overall rating, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
It was good. Obviously, it was good.
And the big item that people do like to order are the bison gyro. So you can get a bison gyro. That's kind of a fun thing to do in the West, is get some bison meat. Or they have a meat and cheese platter that if I was eating here again, that's probably what I would get.
Okay, the next place to eat is Eddie's Cafe. So this is in Apgar Village, which is on the south end of Lake McDonald. Apgar Village is a cute little village here. Eddie's Cafe is family owned and has been here since the 1940s, which is pretty cool that it's not, you know, one of these kind of big concessionaires in the national parks. So that's nice. And you can see behind me here that they have a deck outside that you can eat on, and then they also have some indoor dining. And over on the other side there, they have just a standalone ice cream stand that you can order some treats from, some ice cream and all that. So, Eddie's Cafe, we went there and we were told that the big hits there are the Charlie Russell Bison Burger. By the way, Charlie Russell, a famous artist who was from Montana here. The Montana Cowboy Burger, the Thai Wrap, and Isaac Walton's Huckleberry Cobbler. All right, we just asked the waitress what her favorite thing was, and it was the Montana Cowboy Burger, so that's what we got, and it was delicious. Total Western thing here. The fries were very good. Everything was delicious. We really liked it. The service was super fast. It was good. No complaints about that at all. Okay, and the other thing is you can tell that this is a really popular place here. I mean, this is the main place to eat here in Apgar Village. It's very packed right now and all that stuff. So my rating of this, I would give it a 9. Here's the thing. The food was really good. But then sitting out on the deck was just amazing. Beautiful weather. You've got views of the lake right here, Lake McDonald. You do have a road right by us with some traffic and all that. But otherwise, really nice experience. Okay, up next is Russell's Dining Room. This is located in the Lake McDonald Lodge. This is right behind me here. In fact, that section of the lodge right there is the Russell's Dining Room. So what is Russell's Dining Room? It's named after Charlie Russell, who was a famous Western artist. He lived in Great Falls, Montana, and painted scenes of the West, cowboys and Indians. Just really famous. A lot of his artwork is on display at the Montana State Capitol. Okay, so Russell's Dining Room. So I believe this is kind of one of the higher end, it's supposed to be one of the higher end restaurants in the park. This year, in 2022, they switched over to a buffet only. So it might be a little, if they change back from a buffet, this review might not be as applicable to you, but one of the nice things about doing the buffet is that we got to try just about everything they had. Sirloin, chicken, they had huckleberry trout, potatoes and vegetables. Our favorite thing that they had was called carrot ginger soup. I mean, that was by far actually the best thing It really was. It was unusual. It was strong. It was really delightful, man. We were just scarfing that down, right, Cheryl?
Yep.
A couple of bowls of carrot ginger soup. If you come here, that's what you got to try. It costs about $30 a plate for this buffet. So my rating on this, again, is the ambiance in there is fantastic. I mean, it is really nice in there. I really enjoyed that. And you can sit right there by the windows like we did and look at Lake McDonald out here. So that is really cool. That's like a 10 plus, I think, in there. The food is good. The food is very good. Again, the soup was our favorite thing, but the rest of the food is great. Overall, my rating on this is an 8 or a 9, maybe, 8.5 maybe. Mostly due to the value, just the cost of it, and the fact that it was a buffet.
Okay. Our next place to eat is the Polebridge Mercantile, or the Merc for short. It's been in business since 1914. Oh my goodness, how can Glacier have so many old buildings? Now, we've read reviews online and heard from people that they drive all the way out to this North Fork area just to try the Huckleberry Bear Claw, and then the employee recommended this chocolate poppy seed thing, and I do need to clear my name and say I did not eat both of these. These were huge. Me and Matt are sharing.
Yes, she did. Don't let her lie.
Okay, so here's my take. I almost kind of wish I would have just gotten some plain huckleberries. This is good, but my very favorite part is the huckleberries inside of it. I think I'd like those better plain. And then this was unique. I've never seen chocolate and poppy seeds together before. I don't know if I would say this is to die for. I'm kind of an ice cream girl, and we are here at 3 in the afternoon, so I'm guessing these might be a little better fresh baked in the morning. And then the other thing that comes to mind is Matt says he has no idea how much food should cost anymore, but these were about $6 each. And I have to say that we may not have the popular opinion, because there are tons of people going in here and getting them, and even the people sitting next to us were just like, these are so good. So it might just be our taste. All right, next up is Two Dog Flats. This restaurant is located by the Rising Sun Campground and the Rising Sun Motor Inn, and it's as you descend from Logan Pass into East Glacier, and this is actually the only restaurant along the road. This is a grill for breakfast and lunch, and then for dinner time, they have some fancier food like steak and duck and trout, but you can plan on paying about $11 for lunch, which was pretty refreshing. We've been paying about $18 for a burger the last couple of days, and so we're liking this. Some of their signature dishes are their Huckleberry Barbecue Sandwich. They have a farmer's market salad that's really popular. The other thing they're popular for is their double ragu beef burger. So those are their popular things. Our cute waitress Ada suggested the pulled pork, so Matt got the huckleberry pulled pork. So Matt says he loved his huckleberry pork sandwich, and then we tried huckleberry pie. And before we tried it, I was kind of poo-pooing the huckleberry pie because everything is huckleberry in Montana, and so I've been hearing about huckleberry for about 2 weeks now, and I was getting kind of tired of it. And then I tried a bite of Matt's pie, and it was the best pie I've ever had. It was so good. So yeah, don't ever poo-poo something, because you're gonna probably end up loving it. So overall, I give this place a 10. I would absolutely come back to this, and let me tell you why. First of all, I think it is wonderful that there is a place to get food on the Going to the Sun Road. You do more than just drive over the road. You stop and you hike and you go look at things. It's a long day, and so unless you pack your lunch, you're going to get hungry, and this is a great place to eat. Plus, it's affordable. It's less than the other restaurants around. For being a grill, it is definitely a 10. The other thing I really liked about it was I noticed that they have several vegetarian options. When I can, I try to eat something that doesn't have meat in it. And they had pasta primavera, they had edamame, they had black bean burgers. So there are a lot of choices if you like to eat some different types of food. So overall, I highly recommend this place.
Okay, the next place to eat is Serrano's. This is in East Glacier. It's actually in East Glacier, the town, which is just outside of Two Medicine, which is the area of the national park. And this is a local favorite. This is kind of the place to eat if you're in the Two Medicine area or in the East Glacier area. So, of course, we had to do it. And it's a Mexican restaurant. It looks nice inside. It has a nice seating area, and then you get to sit out on the deck as well, which is what we did. So kind of as far in terms of atmosphere, it was just fine. No complaints there at all. Now, the server told us that the most popular items are the burrito, the enchilada, and the seafood enchilada. So we got the seafood enchilada. He said that actually was the most popular item. So that's what we got, the seafood enchilada. And it was supposed to be the spiciest dish on their menu. And we didn't find it that spicy at all, actually. I didn't even think about the spice once. Now, we actually liked our dish. We liked the seafood enchilada. But if I was to go back there again, I think I would get something else. We saw some other people around us who had ordered some other things. One lady had like a pile of nachos or something that looked pretty good. And so we'd probably get that next time. So it wasn't that we were in love with it. And then also, the price was kind of expensive. We thought it was kind of expensive. We shared this seafood enchilada. It cost us about $25. We thought that was kind of expensive for what it was. So the value, we rate that lower. Overall, probably give this a 7 based on our experience. And again, you may have a different experience. You can see a group here heading there right now. This is kind of the thing to eat here. But we're going to give this a 7.
Okay, next up is Ptamigan's at the Mini Glacier Hotel. Ptamigan's is a fine dining establishment. For dinner, you can count on your meal costing between $30 and $40. And then for breakfast, around $13 to $20. This is a really famous old rustic dining room and quite an experience. I feel like whenever you go to a national park, it's kind of nice to go do, and you know, for our family at least, we like to try to go do one fine dining experience. But something special about that dining room is it has big, beautiful windows that surround the lake and you have amazing views. And the breakfast buffet was delicious. Matt's kind of regretting we didn't go last night for dinner, but I was just too hungry to wait in the line. Ptamigan's is pretty popular and they don't take reservations, so it's just a first come, first served. And right when they open up, there is a line. And I don't know how it is every year, but at least this year I've noticed with a lot of the fine dining establishments at the national parks, or even some of the grills, they're not open all day long. They'll open for maybe 3 hours for breakfast and then 2.5 hours for lunch and then 4 hours for dinner. And so there are little breaks in the day where the restaurants aren't open at all. And so when the break is coming to an end and the restaurant's going to open, you'll start seeing lines form outside. Last night, when I saw the line in front of Ptamigan's, I was like, wow, because it was 5 o'clock and there was a pretty decent line. But after eating there this morning, I noticed that people are coming early because the sooner you get here, the more likely you are to get a table that has a really, really beautiful view, which in my opinion is why you go. My breakfast was really good. We got the buffet. I was so pleased to have a really nice fresh bowl of fruit. Matt loved the French toast. Yeah, the breakfast was good. Like, it was good. I wouldn't say there was anything too unusual to knock your socks off. And we really enjoyed the view while we ate it. Our waiter was super nice. There is a little cafe downstairs called Heidi's Cafe. It opens at 6:30 a.m. just like the Ptamigan restaurant does. They serve $4 breakfast items and coffee, and you can go get those things and then enjoy it on the deck out here at the Mini Glacier, or there's even indoor seating that you could sit down and enjoy that same view of the lake that people that are eating at the Ptamigan get. And so I really do think that you can enjoy a meal by the lake without having to spend a bunch of money. They also serve pizza lunchtime, and so yeah, I think that either way, whatever way you want to do it, the lodges are for everybody, just like the national parks are, and you can still enjoy a nice meal with a view even if you don't want to spend a lot of money. Next, we are eating at the Swiss Lounge at the Mini Glacier Hotel. The Swiss Lounge is next to the very famous Ptamigan's restaurant. In fact, I believe they share a kitchen, and they have a pretty similar menu. In fact, what's on the Ptamigan's lunch menu is on the lounges or the Swiss Lounge's menu all day long. So one little tip there is that if you're looking to save a little bit of money, maybe eat at the Swiss Lounge for dinner if you aren't wanting to pay the Ptamigan's prices. An entree there will cost you between $13 and $15 about, and it's pretty casual food. Their very famous dishes that they serve that people like the most are their chicken club, their glacier burger, their bison chili burger. Oh, and then their bison chili. So if you're out west, you're going to see bison on the menu a lot, so you got to try it at least once. Matt ordered the bison chili burger, and that was a big burger. It was a half a pound of meat. But I did also order a piece of carrot cake, and that was delicious. It's a pretty small little place, and it's really informal. There's kids' pictures all over, and our waiter was super nice, and our food came out pretty fast, and I saw it come right out of the Ptamigan dining room, so same kitchen prepares the food. Matt liked his burger, but it was a lot of meat. He said it was just a little too meaty for the flavor that was with it, and it was a little dry, but that's to be expected with bison meat. It's just a leaner beef anyway. But my carrot cake was amazing. Just, they had whipped cream next to it with some little carrot shreds. It was just delicious. Now, I'm gonna give this restaurant an 8 because it was an okay value. They got us sat down quickly, and they also have the bonus of that we'd been hiking all day, and so anything sounded really good, but that just really hit the spot. Up next, we ate at Nell's at Mini Glacier. So this is the Swift Current Lodge in the Mini Glacier area. Nell's is a grill, and it's more of a budget option. The entrees here range between $10 and $13, which was really quite a relief after paying $18 for a burger other places. When we got there, it's a seat yourself. It's very informal, so we just had a cashier that we ordered, and she just recommended the barbecue chicken, macaroni, and cheese, and that's what Matt got. I got the Mediterranean falafel, which I was super excited about, and when we got our food, the fries were good. Matt's mac and cheese was super yummy. It was unusual, and that's why you go out to eat, is you want to try something kind of unique and unusual, and I thought that was super good. My falafel was kind of it was a little dry. I hoped it had a little more flavor, but that's okay. It was okay. So overall, I give Nell's a 7.5. They were quick, it was clean, and Matt's mac and cheese was super good. We are now in Waterton, Canada, so this is the Canadian side of Glacier. And today we are at the Prince of Wales Hotel, and we scheduled an afternoon tea. Every day from 12 to 4, guests can come here and get afternoon tea. And this is really quite a delightful little tradition they have. The waitresses wear their little costumes, and the dining room, you look out over the Waterton Lake, and then they come out, and it's pretty fancy ordeal. They've got a very nice tea set they give you to dine with. They come out with a presentation of little sandwiches and little pastries to eat. And then one of the really nice things about it was that there's live piano music. It just really did a lot to make it a special experience. There's fresh flowers on the table. We're saying this is our reward for hiking 13 hours, or 13 miles yesterday. But a nice little break from doing all the outdoorsy things, and just to get a little bit of the views of the lake and a nice little sophisticated experience.
What do you rate it?
Oh, I give this a 10 for sure. I'm already thinking I'm like, I need to bring my daughter back here. She would love this. All right. Next up is the Pizza of Waterton. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they don't just serve pizza. Like for breakfast, they serve a blueberry crumble waffle that the waitress said is amazing, but we ate here for dinner. And when we asked them what their favorites were, there's the Big Bertha pizza, there's the Peace Park pizza, and I will write a blog about all these foods, so you'll want to check that out in the description about some of these places we've gone to and eaten. But what we ended up ordering, what she said 8 out of 10 people order at this restaurant, is their nachos. And I was a little hesitant because I thought, oh my goodness, we are in Canada at a pizza restaurant and we're ordering nachos. How's this gonna go? But I have to say, it was the best Mexican food I've had on this trip. The nachos had some heat. I had some reservations, dropping $25 for a platter of nachos, but it was humongous. It had all sorts of good stuff on it. It was good. And now we have enough for, like, Matt and I ate that tonight, and we're gonna eat it again for lunch tomorrow. So it was a lot of food. The atmosphere was fun. There's outside seating and inside seating. And the employees in there just seemed like they were having a good time. And we were lucky enough to sit by where they were taking the orders out. So I got to see all the other foods that were coming out. Their soups and salads and calzones and pizzas. They all looked amazing. So I am giving this place a 10. Maybe not the best restaurant I've ever been to, but for casual dining, it was good. All right, that wraps it up. We have dined through Glacier National Park the last 6 days. We have a couple final thoughts. The first thing is, you're going to find food wherever you go. Pretty much any of the main locations are going to have a general store, a grill, and a fine dining place.
So my take is that your best value is to go for those middle of the road establishments like Eddie's or Two Dog Flats. I thought the food was really just about as good as the fine dining establishments, but I do think it is worth it to have at least one fine dining experience where you're in that wonderful environment and you're looking at the lakes or the mountains and you're in those beautiful buildings.
My take is that for the most part, I like to pack a picnic and lunch. I don't think the girls are worth going out of your way for. And I like the freedom of just being able to eat a sandwich on the go and not have, and in the morning to just get out first thing in the morning to go see wildlife or be one of the first people on the trail at the hike. But I do think that working a fine dining experience into your trip will be very memorable. We had tea time at the Prince of Wales Hotel today, and that was memorable for me. I had never done that, and it's something I'm dying to take my daughter to come do again someday. So we have a whole playlist of visiting Glacier. We hope you'll find it helpful. We also have a website, we'reintherockies.com, with blog posts and travel itineraries. So check it out to find your trip to Glacier.
Thank you for watching, and until next time, go west, young traveler.